Hi guys, it's John from farfarway.org. Thought I'd do a battle report from Game 4 from the Spring is Coming campaign that myself and Phil have been playing. So this is the fourth game, as I said, of a 5 game campaign. And in this matchup, it's Legion against Circle again. So on my force, I had Kallus leading the troops, a full unit of Legionnaires, a full unit of Warmongers, an Angelius, a Ravagore, a Shredder, a unit of Swamp Gobbers, and 2 Death Stalkers. Um, on Phil's force, then Kromac was leading 3 wolves, so there was a pureblood, a feral, and a stalker, and then a unit of Tarn coming down. So I had first turn, and on turn 1, I pushed the army up fairly aggressively. Basically, everything ran, so there's nothing really major to report there. So in return, Phil did something similar. Put up a kind of the warping for strength, or probably warping for armor on the feral. He definitely put warpath up, which is something that would come into good effect on his next turn. So in this one, we're trying to control the opposite zone, and it must be contested either that zone or the other one by your warcaster. So on my turn, then I push up again, starting to play for the scenario, so moving a lot of my guys up into the top left control area, keeping my warlock protected, so keeping him out of line of sight. Putting up a reasonable screen line with the warmongers, I thought, on the right hand side. The Ravagore took a shot at the feral, had the animus up, so that set the feral on fire and Kromac on fire. Both of them took a small amount of damage. On the left hand side, then, I was just kind of lining everything up, and that's almost literally the problem. I'll get to what happened in order here, but you can see a lot of the Legionnaires disappeared. How it came about, so the first thing really to happen was that the Stalker came in at full speed after Kromac buffing him with a couple of spells. He took out 2 of the Warmongers and then backed away. That triggered Warpath. On the Feral, it moved forward, charged into the Ravagore and tore it apart. Again, Warpath triggered, the Pureblood moved out, walked up into position and took a spray against the Legionnaires and killed 6 of the 10-man unit. So that really hurt. The Terran Ravagers then just moved into a bit of a position to get across the wall a bit better. In this turn, I feated and I went full tilt against the 2 beasts I could reach. So the Angelius and the Death Stalkers managed to take out the Pureblood. So that was some decent hits from the Angelius, definitely high damage roll on its initial strike, its armor piercing strike. On the other side, the dice weren't as good to me, so Dark Guidance was up, so everything was hitting a lot easier. Kallus and the Warmongers and a couple of Legionnaires all went, and the Shredder all went full tilt into the Feral and left it on a couple of points. I was really quite afraid of the Stalker coming down towards Kallus, so I ran the 2 Swamp Gobbers up to try and block charge lanes and movement lanes, just to get in the way. On Phil's return, then he sent the Stalker towards the Angelius. Got really unlucky with his dice and left the Angelius on a few boxes. Sent the Tharn across that could reach, and I think they made into melee and again didn't quite kill it. Some Incubi appeared and were killed in this turn, so Phil spent a bit of time just kind of dealing with that kind of second, the second guy. So killed somebody once, kill the Incubus second. So that's consumed a lot of the kind of the corpse tokens or blood tokens, whatever the Tharns generate. So on my turn, you can see that the Angelius managed to take out the Stalker, which was pretty good going. I had to put a lot of attacks from everything I could get up there as well. I moved Kallus across to try and score a control point. Didn't quite manage it. I think I may have scored one earlier in the turns because of that Tharn in place. So this left Phil with very little of his army. I mean, he had 2 Tharn and he had Kromac left alive. So Kromac went into the Angelius, took it out. The Tharn took a couple of swings at other things, but didn't do major damage. I think took out a couple of Incubi on the right hand side there. And that left Kallus in a good position to charge into Kromac. And he stuffed it. I left Kromac alive on about 4 boxes. I threw the Legionnaires into a combined melee attack on him. I got the shredder up there. Not enough. Kromac survived, so I thought I was going to be toast. And Kromac's dice were Phil's dice were equally unfavourable to him, so he managed to leave me alive, I think, on 2 boxes. Possibly actually just one. I think he left me alive on one, and in return I turn around and punched Kromac. So winning game 4 meant that I'd won 3 of the 5 games so far, which gave me the campaign win. So we'll have to see how game 5 turns out. But the attrition has been really high this game. Huge losses on both sides. I think I can field a viable force for the next game, particularly if I use Saren. Phil is struggling slightly at this stage with army composition. Just again, high losses. Alright, so thanks for watching, and tune in to see how the last game of the campaign turns out. See you later.